Bam. Haha. Button. 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 Okay. Button. 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 Welcome in, Saribot. Saributton. As we are getting ready here. Hello. We are temporarily using this guy. Oh, yeah. I was going to maybe make my new hands tonight, too. We'll see how far we get. We'll see how far we get. Okay. Still setting up here. Oh, we need our trackers. We need to do all the things. Oops, and get some music. Go pop up the chat. No, right there. That's good enough. That's good enough. Let's get a little YouTube notification. YouTube. Okay. Let's get some OO going. By OO, I mean OO tracker. With our mishmash of tracking. Connect. Okay. Mew. I like how it makes a little mew sound. Wonder where they got the soundbite. I would be curious to know where they got the soundbite from. Mew. Okay. Oh, how are we doing? Are we cursed? Hey, we're not too cursed. We're not too cursed because we don't have the other tracker going yet. Let's see. Let's minimize some of these sounds. Finish setting up. Get the other tracker going. Clunk. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Probably until we set it down on the desk. Now how are we? We're over here, aren't we? Okay. Let's do a reset. Bam! And we're back. Okay, so tracking engaged. Move this guy over. Let's move this guy over there. There we go. What else we got? I think since we're doing a dev stream, we might stick with the VC face model for just a little bit. We can always show off Rustyverse, which this is now properly named. We can show off Rustyverse by just hitting the play button. Okay, what else is there? Is that everything? That might be everything. Let's find our post and repost. There we go. And I believe the last... Where are we? Okay. Last thing we need to do is tell folks in the Discord that we are in fact live. Live. Okay, let's see. The Discord back open. Pop something else open. Okay, and Discord. We should probably copy paste the Discord too. We have a Discord that I share with Dead Sun Prime and Fruitsy Collins. And we all do kind of the same kind of thing. We do immersive VTuber environments. Mine is been a work in progress, so it's not super immersive yet. Aside from the fact that I am indeed talking with you and you can chat with me and everybody. So semi-immersive. Semi-immersive. There. Pinned message. Okay, let's see. What else we got? I believe that is all the accounting that we need to do. So let's get started. What we have here is the start of wrist-mounted menu. Saw these in VR chat, or at least videos about VR chat, and knew I needed to have something. For one, I need a menu system so I can take some of these hotkeys off of my keyboard. Not physically removing them, though that could be fun too. Take some of these keys off my keyboard and put them in menus. Because when I'm running in the editor mode, like what we see here, see, we have access to things. Especially if we go to something a little bit more complicated of a script, like this mess. And this is quite the mess. Look at all these different things. Some of them we can do stuff with, and some of them are to connect the pieces. If you are a node-based developer, this might look funny because you don't see what's being connected to what. You just see, marker left eye. Well, marker right eye. What do? They mark stuff, apparently. Idea light, flashlight, but they're not connected to anything. They're connected in the script. So we can't open our blueprints like in Unreal. We have to open up this script right here, which will pop up, in my case, Visual Studio. Ta-da! And here's the script for everything. Oh no, and all our scripts closed out because we renamed our project. It's now Rustyverse instead of Stinty Demo, because that's what it started off as. No, I'm cool for... I'm cool. I know an update's available. We're not going to do that on stream. But yeah, look at all this stuff. Some of these things we don't even need anymore. Like, we don't need this ship model, because now... Wait, or do we? We might need that ship model. Some things we don't need anymore because we are using equipment slots. Yes, we're now using equipment slots so that we can cycle through equipped items. Or eventually pick them up and be able to use them. Welcome in, Shrill Doc. Welcome in. I'm back from vacation. Decided I needed to do some deving. It's good for the soul. The soul still burns. So I'm working on menus, or at least a menu system. We have a pop-up wrist-mounted menu. It'll show up here. And cool thing is I'm going to make it so you guys can all see it too. So right now this is floating in the void. But when I'm done with it, oh, that's an interesting abstraction. It's like, do I really need to know that there's text objects here, or can you just let me see them? The gizmos. Yeah, this is the very start of a wrist-mounted little pop-up menu. And the tutorial that I was following made it cell phone shaped. Which is a fun idea, but not era appropriate for me. Didn't have cell phones in the 80s. What would we have had that's palm-sized? Calculator? A calculator, I suppose. Or a notepad. I don't want to do a notepad, though. I do want it to be techie. So I think if I leave it as a kind of a floating window, it would be okay for the whole computer avatar thing. You know, it'd be in character. There we go. Starting on Planet Quack Quack. Nice, nice. World building. It's always fun to do some level building. I'm excited to get everything all smashed together so I can have the factory and the space station and other fun stuff all in one place. I tried, I don't remember if I did this before my last dev stream or not, but I tried updating this project to Unity 6.1. It didn't go well for some of my rendering stuff. So I reloaded it back up. And this is why you keep backups. Or use something like a backup manager, like, or I should say a source control like GitHub or something. You're setting up a prototype, and that's the way to do it. I mean, this whole project is an ongoing prototype. And it has been for just over a year now. Looking back at my VODs, which I need to continue to upload. My first Unity stream, at least, I think I had the basics of walking around done. That would be June. Where is it? Videos, VODs. Back to June 25th. June 25th. There we are. Check this out. Yeah, look at that. Look at us. Setting up the camera stuff, it looks like. We still had our kind of cyan tone to everything because the skybox had a built-in color attached to it. Oh. Playing with the lighting, it looks like, ooh, and yee. The old robot. But yes, old fun stuff. You need a second PC? Oh no. I run everything on one PC here. Well, except for the physical robot. He gets his own PC. An ancient PC. But I'm running everything on one PC, and I'm not having problems now that I'm in ever since I worked out Unity 6. Because it solved some of my GPU stability issues. I do have a fairly beefy computer though. Well, it's 2 years old now. Like, literally 2 years old. I'm looking at the little calendar on the clock. It's literally 2 years old. I assembled it in May of 23. It's pretty beefy. It could definitely be beefier. Let's see, what do we got? I got I want to say a 13700 Intel processor unlocked. I don't have it overclocked very much though. If anything, I think it's underclocked slightly or undervolted. Figure which. I think it's underclocked. And a 4070 Ti, which is the, I want to say 12 gig card. 12 meg. Ah. Let's see what else is it. 12 megabyte card. I had a 12 megabyte card once. I had a Voodoo 2. That was a 12 megabyte. It wasn't a standalone card though. It boosted. I think it boosted your built-in GPU. Let's see what else. Oh yes, and I got 32 gig of RAM and a whole bunch of hard drive space. You've been upgrading your PC over the years. A 10-year-old power supply is rolling the dice. That is definitely rolling the dice if you use your PC a lot. Mine went pop after 12 years? I want to say 12 years. Yep, it went. Actually, it wasn't even a pop. It was a bang, and there was a little bit of smoke. Luckily, it didn't have motherboard damage. Luckily, we did not have motherboard or any component damage. Because eventually, I bought a replacement power supply and got it running after this PC was built. 1,000 watts. Ooh, that is a beefy power supply too. Did I bring over? I think I did. Distracted streamer, or ADD streamer, I guess. Undiagnosed, so it doesn't count. Did I bring over? I did bring over my headset. Okay, I must have done that last time, where I brought in more equipment. And my leap is being a little fussy tonight. It sends my right arm up into my armpit again. It hasn't done that in a long time. Here, fix my sleeves. We might be getting slightly worse tracking right now because I'm using VC Face in the corner instead of Rustyverse. I call it Rustyverse instead of Rusty Land. I was going back and forth on this. Ooh. Oh, nice. Yep, this computer I decided to start from scratch because all of my components were super old. Super old. Okay, let's see. Should we make a duplicate of this, or should we... I think we should finish this up and then attach it. And then we'll attach it to my hand, because it's nice to see it kind of flat on. We're using canvas. We're using the canvas. Can you see this? Yeah, we can see this. Okay. I'm using my trackers today. I've been keeping my eye on Marketplace. Not eBay, because everybody uses eBay and you can ship it wherever. But Marketplace. You know, somebody fairly local might be selling their like Vive trackers or Tundra trackers or something. I saw slime trackers listed, but they're just as expensive as getting the other trackers for roughly the same setup. Thing is, I already have VR, some VR stuff. So I have the base stations and the headset, etc. Oh, which I should try out. I mean, I'm using Unity, receiving OSC messages, so I wonder if I can just use like my my Vive controllers to do some of the stuff. Now, I wouldn't get the same kind of hand fidelity, but it would be accurate placement of the hands at least. I'm not ready to stream from VR yet, or while wearing a helmet. I need to see too much stuff. Although I did buy it wasn't on sale unfortunately in the summer sale, but I bought a pop-up display utility, which does pretty much the same thing as what I'm building here, so I probably could have built my own. Oh well. At least this one's fully featured and tested, so that way I'll be able to, when I'm running around like VR chat or playing a game or streaming, maybe streaming from VR someday, and just pop that up and it'll show you guys on my wrist, or at least it'll show me you guys chatting around on my wrist. Two and a half foot tall tower. How tall is my tower? That seems like a full tower. Let me measure. Oh, that is one heck of a case if it's 2.5 feet tall. My current one is 20. Let's see, 20. It looks like it's about 20 inches tall. I don't know what that is in non-freedom units. Okay, where are we? Where are we? Stat and button, that's a placeholder. That's a placeholder. But working on user interface. I want to get a radial menu, but I figured this would be the first step. And I thought of all sorts of use cases, like a little mini map. Little mini map that pops up, that'd be pretty cool. But first, let's get it working. And then on a hotkey. Well, actually, I'm surprised I didn't get any interference. I should have gotten, I don't know why I didn't. I should have gotten some port interference. Because I have a foot pedal. I have a foot pedal, and I should absolutely have gotten some interference from that. I did last time, at least. Let's see if I need to disable it or not. But yes, we're going to get this little menu working, attached to my wrist, and then it's got to do the whole first compile because I renamed everything. Oof. Let's see. Yes, okay. Get this on the wrist. Then we'll get to tonight's project. Ooh, we got full tracking. Nice. Little light. Spooky. Whoa. And what's left of last week's project. Yes. The line. Is that on my fingertips? Yes, okay. So at least I put it in the right spot when I was done with it last time. So one of the things the foot pedal is going to do is help me do stuff while I'm doing stuff. Do stuff while I'm doing stuff. So I can talk with my hands and still be able to set off other hotkeys. I only get 3 hotkeys. That's 1, 2, 3, just like my fingers here on my hand. But I figure for like enabling and disabling things, like doing that kind of a toggle, that should be pretty adequate. Accurate? Adequate? Okay, so here we are green screening. I don't think I have... No, I have it turned off. Otherwise, we should show up. We see... Let's see if we show up. Output. Whoa, that was... What? That was interesting. We just... Oh! So I was doing a test stream of VR, mostly to see what it looked like while streaming. So I was test recording. And apparently VR chat uses Spout because it did that same thing where it showed a million windows being captured at once. Oh no, are we not loading? We're not loading Spoutput now. Nope, apparently we're not loading. Well, that's okay. We have our VTuber in the meantime. Hello. I did want to see if it would work. I did want to see... Maybe we can do this. No? Well. Oh, because I renamed it. I renamed it. No? Not even? Oh, that is interesting. It's a shame there's no, like, refresh. You can't see my hand motions right now. It used to work, where it would send from here. Unless I disabled all of that. I might have disabled all that. I always forget these things. Oh well. Maybe I'll just get Rustyverse going. No, because then we don't get the tracking up here. Too many things. Okay. So let's get tonight's stuff working. And then we will figure out last week's stuff. Scuff. There we go. Tonight's stuff, last week's scuff. Ooh, more talk about the PC. A dual tower setup. Oof. Yeah, I thought about getting a bigger case, but I went with one that was as big as I needed. And modern, so it would have the spots for the, you know, the little drives and such. I do wish I had the extra like $40 for the case that I wanted. That had I think 2 5 1/4 bays, so I could hook up like, you know, a Blu-ray drive, you know, Blu-ray reader. I think it was even side mounted. It was kind of odd. It wasn't front mounted because it was, you know, there's tons of space back there. But that is it's not a regret, but it would have been nice to have when I built this PC, because now if I want to load anything off an archive disk or anything that requires a disk, yeah, I gotta go get an external drive from the shelf over there. Not the worst for as often as you do that. Or rip a CD. Actually, I use after all these years, I still haven't converted all my compact discs to MP3s. So I slowly do that on Rusty's computer. Slowly. So when I think of it, I was like, oh yeah, why can't I listen to this music I legally own? Because I haven't dug it out of the CD wallet and plopped it into the jukebox. And by jukebox, I guess I mean boombox. Oh yeah, I know. Oh, Unreal doesn't like you renaming things. Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem here because everything seems to be working. When I rename things, because I renamed the project itself, so it looks like it loaded up properly. I mean, even Visual Studio opened up, so that was nice. So it doesn't look like it was too troublesome. Okay, let's get back over here. Oh, no, not that one. No, not that one. Not that one. Okay, we wanted to go back to... What did I lose my... I did not lose my music. Okay. We wanted to go back to finish hooking this up. This. Where did it go? Oh no, did I lose my... Here we go, wrist menu. The final step, adding a button. Okay, we did that. We added the button, called button. Yeah, this project was called Cinti Demo because it was literally for me to load up the world and hook up the controller so I could walk around inside the world, inside the demo level, the space station demo level. And then I just kept growing from there. It's like, okay, now that we can do that, let's get our avatar working. Let's get with the motion capture working, and just further and further and further on until, well, here we are. We have our broadcast environment. We have tons of playground to play in, like what we're doing right now. Let's get this working, he says. Okay. Attaching to the wrist. Okay, that's fine. How do I trigger an event? Yes, the menu button to toggle it on and off. I have a tutorial open on the other screen from where I left off. There we go. There we go. Okay. Oh, he has it set up nicely. Definitely not like I have it set up. Enabled and disabled input action. Okay, he has it so you can assign so you can assign it properly from the input actions, which was giving me a little bit of grief. It kept crashing for a bit when I was trying to properly bind things to my controller. But it looks like private canvas. Okay, so I don't even need to make it a game option. That's nice. Okay, we can work with that. Okay, yeah, I can literally just toggle it on and off. We'll figure out what to do with this later. We will figure out what to do with this later. And just toggle it on and off. What key should we use? Should probably use something like escape key. But I plan on having it be this is the first version. Let me put it that way. I want a nice radial menu to pop up basically behind the avatar or on the avatar in this case. So it'd be like popping up in my hand and you'll see me select the options for when I'm controlling stuff in the world as we're running around. I'm currently using my VC Face version over here so we could test it out with tracking, with live tracking. Otherwise, I'd have my much nicer looking self over here. So I think for now we're just gonna get it running. So let's make a duplicate of it and throw the actual one. Come on, let's go all the way to the wrist. Wrist. Which hand do we want on? Left or right? That's a tough one. Let's see. Will it look better over here? It'd probably look better over here, because then I can actually look at it. Ooh. Hand or forearm? We'll try the hand. There's no... Interesting. Upper arm, lower arm. I don't think we're set up with a twist. We are not set up with a twist bone here, are we? I might have to fix that. I might have to fix that in a new version of myself. I'm gonna have to re-rig and weight paint. Oh, I was hoping to avoid that. What I'm referring to... Oh, I forgot to hook up a key part of my technology here. So what I'm referring to is for twist bones. I don't think metahumans have, so I'm not sure Unreal folk have access out of the box to them. But at least with, pretty sure Vroid, it's in the Vroid specifications that you can have one. But this isn't a Vroid character. We're set up for VR chat, but not a Vroid specifically. So when I turn my arm like this, you see how it's kind of it's getting all funky at the elbow here. Hold my hand directly above the tracker apparently tonight. So what the difference is right now it's kind of just rotating point A to point B, and that's kind of messing up the elbow joint because the elbow is supposed to be just a hinge. But leap motion is doing some IK solving, so it's not properly tracked. It's more estimated on where my arm actually is. Not bad though, not bad for what it is. So when we twist, it's rotating my wrist starting down here at the elbow. And what a twist bone does is obviously a human's arm doesn't work that way. A human's arm has 2 bones in the forearm, and they kind of twist past each other to an extent. That's how you get like 180 degrees motion, roughly. So you can do this without screwing up your elbow. So a twist bone is basically a joint that sits in the middle. And that's how I would rig stuff up in Maya for more realistic characters, is you put another joint in the middle, and that handles the forearm's rotation so that it flexes nicely. Your forearm twists nicely as if it was proper, instead of, making your elbow do funny things. Little rigging stuff for proper use. I'd say proper physics, but I'm not sure if that's quite right. Okay, there. Now I have touch portal running. So I'd be able to do stuff like the zooming in. Can I zoom in? See, this would have been nice. I had to turn on my old phone that's running a hotkey program. There, now you can better see the twisties and how it's not properly twisting. Not terrible though. Being low polygon helps. You're not seeing any funky tears. Funky tears in my beautifully, 4K texture skin. Oh, what we can do here, since we're using good old VC face. Oh, what? Oh. This model doesn't have the mug toggle. Shame. Shame. We will zoom away back to the corner in shame. Graphic Raycaster. Okay, so we have a canvas wrist on our hand. We're going to be able to turn it on and off with a hotkey. Oh my goodness, we are running out of hotkeys. What did I use for? What am I using for my head activation? None. I was using like the tilde or the tab because I don't want to use the tab again. Hander. Okay, none. And let's try the other hand just to be sure before we go assigning keys. I guess that's one of the nice things about having it proper. Well, semi-proper. It's not in the input actions, but it's hiding away up there. But at least I can see this without diving into the code. So there's that. Oh, left hand does not have. Oh, there it is. There it is. Left hand doesn't have one either. Checking things. Checking things. Oh, tab right here. This is supposed to be the activate key. I do not have it set up properly. Okay. So tab. So I think tilde is open. So for wait. Yes, for now let's have tilde be the activator for this. You know, I should almost just put it in my hand so I can cycle through hand things. There. Now we don't have to worry about it. Enter activation key. See if this one's also tab. It is also tab. Okay. Oh, that's not going to work. That's not going to work at all. Now it will work. There it is. Ta-da! Ew. That is not in the right spot, but that's okay for now. Maybe right there. And there. Now we'll see how it looks. A nutub. I still have the lines going. Whoops. Whoops. Okay. Put some lights on. Okay. So, one? Nope. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Let's get a better look at it. Ta-da! We have a screen. Is it on the wrong hand? No, it's on the right hand. I kind of like that it'll show up as if I can read it, but you guys cannot. It'll be backwards. Because minus this big goofy line, which is testing right now. Yeah, that's what the little pop-up menu will be doing. I can just cycle through items. I don't have it activated right now, so it doesn't do anything. But theoretically, because it's an equipped item, yeah, there we go. There's like my virtual PDA. A personal data assistant for a personal data assistant. Interesting concept. Interesting concept. If I want to look at it, let's see. First person is theoretically it is. Where is it? Where is it? There, get my hand in screen. There we go. There we go. Now we can all read it, kind of. Tilt my hand. There we go. See? See? Now if we're in first person mode and we don't have a giant glow stick, then we can all read the menus together. Oops. See? Beautiful. Beautiful. Just as intended. I really need to lock the camera when I switch modes. Really need to lock the camera. Okay. Well, look at that. There. And now we cycle through the items. Oh, in fact, you can see that in the bottom corner where it says hierarchy. Oh, over there. See? You can see which item is active. Right over by Winamp there. See, now we're empty-handed. The empty hand is active. Because that's how my item system works, or my equipment system. Yes. Okay, I have got to get rid of my measuring tool here. And that's the next thing to do. Okay. Okay, this loop needs to go. Let's go to Industrial Techno. There we go. Is the music okay? Temperature what? Volume wise, not necessarily temperature wise. I guess that'd be good to know too. That'd be good to know too. Button. We are going to turn that off. Yeah, that should do it. Turn that off so that it's not in the way when we're looking at things. I should also have my Vodom's helmet turned off, I suppose, but it does help me locate the item spot right off the bat. See, there we go, item slot. So I guess I'll leave my happy little helmet going. I can activate it. I don't know if I figured that part out yet. I don't remember where I have bad notes. I don't remember if I left off where I left off with enabling or activating the item, which would be the tab key. And my notes are, where are Oh, it is in my notes. Activate held object. Screen reflection on model. We did try that on it. Didn't work. It did not work. Because emissive textures are not, do not contribute to the actual lighting. They kind of fake it. Yeah. I'm sure there's other ways to do it. There are absolutely other ways to do it. We could use some masking. How could we do it? We could use some masking, so we'd make a cutout and shine a light behind it like a shadow puppet. That would work. If we really wanted to get that gritty with it. Or have a very small light. Yes, a very small, probably point light in front of the screen. Yes, a small point light in front of the screen, the screen that I'm viewing in the game engine. And then the color would be the average of all the colors of the display screen. I think, I think that's kind of how smart TVs have the backlighting. They take like average color for, either the whole screen or like parts of your screen, and then the backlighting to light up your wall, to make your wall glow, detects that. I think that's how those work too. It makes sense anyways. So we could do the same thing if we really wanted to. Okay, what is next? What was next on the line? Okay, we're gonna do something with the line. Let's see where the line is and cross it. Line. So here's our line. It is matching our iris. Ooh, so if we ever do the material swap blend shape again, like when we're angry and we go orange eyes and blue tie, that line will uses the same material. So it should work as well. I don't think this model has the angry eyes. Expression settings. No, we do have some things for testing, but not that one. Mouth thin. I guess that's that part. New mouth. Oh yes, my terrifying new mouth. That's what this one was set up for. I really need to update my model here. Like finish the updates for it. But I had to put the mouth testing back to the drawing board. At least I fixed some of my weight painting, so I'm not pulling random vertices out of my chest and neck. Well, not random, mind you. They were the same vertices every time. Okay. Let's see. So we're not doing that. We are messing with line, or line. And code is on here. So let's see what numbers it gives us. Because I haven't touched this since last stream, or possibly the stream before that. Okay. So it's giving us a float. And one should be a meter. Oh, and that is about where my hand tracking falls off anyways, is right 1.2. And then it starts falling off. Okay. It's not jittery or anything though. I'm pretty impressed. Oh, I can do avatar airbending here. Or water bending? Let's do water bending. Okay. I think I'm light bending. The number changes ever so slightly. So We only need, I guess, I'll probably round it to a few decimal points just so it's not going crazy with updating 60 frames a second for just this. And then I'm going to set it to toggle with my foot pedal. So I'll have to check what my foot pedal, what my foot pedal is set to, because I get 3 buttons to play with. It is a, what the heck is it? It's for typists. I don't know if it's for stenographers specifically, like court reporters, but it's for typists. And I got it significantly cheaper than the fancy Elgato pedal. Let's see, where are you? Pedal. Yeah, there we go. Here's the little utility that I found. I remember I might have had to dig through the archive.org to go find it too. Right now I just have it 9 key. Okay, spacebar. And I was trying out VTuber toggle, but it only does 3 keys when it does the key macro. But yeah, you can set it to do all sorts of macros. Let's see. Key combinations, you can have it do like mouse clicks, which is handy if you're, maybe not for mouse clicks, but if you're typing away and you want to send in, a big block of text or a command like copy paste or tab. Well, I could definitely see the use for this thing. And I paid, I want to say $4 at a garage sale. So go me. But it was being fussy last time I tried it out. I was having port conflicts. Okay, so key 9 I'm going to use to toggle this on and off. Might as well do it right from the script while we're doing all this stuff. I mean, I should be using input actions, which is hiding behind me over here. I should be using that as always, but it is what it is. Let's just go grab some code. The key. What do we use? Key code. Input get key. Key code dot alpha 9. Yeah, you can get like anything. Here's joystick buttons. I mean, there's hard coding it, so it's not ideal. Any of the specific keys. Ooh, asterisks. F keys, joystick buttons. Who has 19 joystick buttons? I'd say who has 6 buttons on their mouse, but I've got significantly more than 6 buttons on my mouse. I love this mouse. Right curly bracket. Wheel up, wheel down. Ooh. Good to know. I don't need any of this, but good to know. Alpha. Where's alpha 9? There we go, alpha 9. For now, we're just going to toggle it on and off. I'm going to need another key code for actually using it. That's what I was going to use. Interesting. We're going to need to make this public. Oh, no, we're not. We're not. Ideas. For now, before I forget, line enabled. The opposite of line enabled. Right? Is that how we do things? Is that how we do things? Oh, set active. Whoops. Set active. Set active hide body. Okay, so you can tell I haven't done this in a while. Wow. Well, apparently a line render cannot do that. Okay. Makes it visible if enabled. Let's start off with false. There we go. Super easy toggle. Put you back up there. There. We're enabled if we're enabled. Enabled looks like it's spelt wrong, but who knows? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Okay. Let's make sure that's working. Ooh, which... Oh. Let me find my foot pedal. Where's my foot pedal? Let's see if this thing actually works. Oh, that is fantastic. Look, I'm not touching my keyboard. That was part of the whole point of this thing. Let me get that little thing. Oh, I think I should be able to jump too. Jump. Jump. Wonderful. Wonder I can clap and jump at the same time now. Go team. Wonder what that it was angry face. The toggle that I didn't know what it did. It's the wide eyes. It's this is my angry expression. You notice the printer tray on top? Yeah, yep. And we got big eye. It doesn't swap colors though. It should really be swapping colors. Okay, so that's what that one does. That one does that. And this one gives me a measuring tool. So what I'm going to use this for, now that we know it works, if you look in the corner up there, ooh, it's constantly measuring. That seems unnecessary. Okay, but anyways, where were we? Oh yes, so what I'm going to use this for is for adjusting settings. Because this will be mapped from 0 to 1. Technically, it could go above 1, but we'll put in a safety for that. So what I'm going to do is when I have an object selected, or a setting selected, I can just bring this up, be like, here we go, and it's set to the right mark. Fun, 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 fun. Okay. let's get this hooked up. Hi, Gremlin. Okay. So let's get this hooked up. Okay, we need to save. And then access. See, we made it public, right? Where's our... There it is. We did not make it public. We're going to make a function. Public float. Get length. We'll call it get length for now. Public float get length, and we're going to return length. Wow, that is super simple. Should we clamp it? Should we round it? Nah, I don't think that'll matter as much. If is enabled. There we go. Why have it do extra calculations? Oh, come on, Visual Studio. You should be doing beautiful formatting for me. Not making me manually adjust the formatting. You know, at work, it does that automatically. So I wonder what differences I have set up in this Visual Studio versus my work studio. I wonder if there's some miscellaneous auto tab feature in settings somewhere. Okay, cool. Okay. So we have a float get length. Save that. This will just return the length. So now we need to connect that. That's the annoying part. Okay, let's go to our good old control lights, I believe. No, better than control lights. Green screen area, studio lights, light intensity. Looks like we'll have to put a multiplier on it. Let's play with this one and see how do we attach things. I forget how we attach things to things. Have another. There we go. Excuse me. Okay. Connect everything. Got the tutorial open on the gun counter over there, or the smartphone. Let's get this working, he says. Okay. It's nice having two monitors. It is nice having two monitors here. So script. Oh, they use a button for the interface. That makes way more sense. Okay, he's using an on click for that. But we're not using buttons. So this might require a little more thought than I thought. This might require more thought than I thought. I think I'm gonna alter. I think I'm gonna need to alter a script. Alter my activate items script, or maybe my interact script, so it can accept this float. So if I go up to certain items, like say lights, let's test out the lights. Let's test out the lights. Here we go. And now I've got a light switch over here. See, I've got my nice little light switch right here. So if it's in the center of our screen, somewhere, where are you? There you are. I should put a little bullseye in the center of the screen so I can tell for testing purposes. See? It's the interact right here, right there. Not the guy in the center, right here. So that's just turning the lights on and off, as it says. But what I could do is on the interact, which is E in this case, on the interact, I could, if it's interactable, if it has a certain feature like adjustable, is adjustable, then I could have it be controlled by the light beam. So it'd pop open the light beam, this, and then to accept the change, I would just, I would not jump, I would accept it with this key. I don't know, can you hear that? You might not be able to hear that, but it's a very, very clicky foot pedal. Decisions. That might be something I play with off screen. There is something else I wanted to play with, though. I opened up one of the doors. Found out there was a room. There was a room that we have not gone in because it's been locked off this whole time. This one, the control room. So I put the switch way too high apparently. There. We can close it too. I definitely need to lower that switch. That is hard to get in the center of the screen as we pass through the floor. Oh well. There's this little lounge control room thing. Not a whole heck of a lot here, apparently, for a control room. Though I do like these, I do like this stock market looking thing up at the top of the screen. On the set of the hollow projector. This reminds me of like Battlestar Galactica in the main room, the main bridge control room. And they're all sitting there looking at the monitors hanging from the ceiling. That's probably where they got the inspiration for this. Okay, there. We're finally. This might be the last room to explore on the ship, the space station, because the doors were closed. The doors were closed. There was no way in. Oh, they got a med bay over there. Hello, person in the med bay. Somebody's getting an MRI. Somebody's just kind of hanging out in a test tube. We haven't been in there, but we get to see what's in there, I guess. Hello, fellow humans. I hope you are having a good time. Yes? No? Yes? Yeah, we definitely need to adjust this door button I was using. Where is it? How do we get to it? Oh, there. Wait, there it is. It has to be in the center of the screen and within a certain distance to toggle to enable the interactivity. E for open. It just blinks in and out right now, but that can be fixed later. I do plan on having like a more robust script than just turning it on and off. Like instead of just being straight on and off, which is what the script is right now. Where's my scripts? Is literally toggle on and off. Like this is all the code there is to it. Get current state. set to offset. We can change the text on it, and that's it. I just drop that on an object I want to be able to interact with, which is super handy. But it literally just, you know, sets it active or inactive. Super useful. But what we should do is have a script that plays like the main animation, so that the door would whoosh open and whoosh closed. That's how it should be done. Two scripts. I have a bad tendency to make things too universal because I'm a generalist by nature. So this is super universal and not at all specific. Okay. So I might need to play with the using the light beams. Using the light beams to, there we go, to interact with other objects. Yeah, because I'm going to start looking into events. So instead of having everything hard-coded in a script, you can do things like turning it on and off with an interaction. That interaction would be in a nice, handy pop-up. Although, let's add a component of a script, new script. We'll call it stat display. Yeah, we'll call it that for now. This should be a super easy way to connect things. Should be. Should be. And let's see, we want a text. We want the text, so we want let's do another serialized field. Text mesh pro. Stat display text. Yeah, it should be stat display text, I suppose. The string should be stat display text. Okay, so we got that, and we're just going to update stat display dot text is equal to hello. Connecting things. Connecting things in a hard-coded manner, which is something I wanted to avoid. It is something I wanted to avoid. So game object stat, will stat have... I'm gonna have to do like a get component and all sorts of fun stuff. Yeah, we're gonna shelve this idea for now. Or measurement from game object and apply to display. There. And it's not super urgent, otherwise I'd put a 3 asterisks is what I tend to do. Like, come fix me. But that's just more for a note. There, we'll do this. There. Get stat or measurement from game object and apply it to stat display. Yeah, we don't want to mess with that right now, I guess. And it's going to say that it's not applied and all that garbage. We'll just remove component for now. Okay. So now what we could do is instead, we have a button. So on this button, we have on click. When we click the button, that is when we can do that kind of stuff. We could have it be like, get the length. Which isn't super useful, but it would be the thing to do. I don't want to mess with this right now. I'm going to have to explore this off stream. Get a better handle on how I want to set it up. So I can transfer the measurement, the float, basic more or less 0 to 1. And map that to different things. Basically whatever is active. So I have to be able to get whatever is active, like lights, and then apply it to that. I guess I could play with it right now. Could play with it right now for fun. I could definitely play with it right now for fun. Okay. We are going to make a test object. Welcome in, Nix. Welcome in. We are rusty today. We're not over in the factory project. We are not in the factory project at the moment. So I am very excited to expand it a little bit and add in, what time is it? Yeah, maybe we could head over there in a bit. I'm excited to expand it and get it mashed in with this. Right now we're doing some fun measurement. Let's see, game object. Let's make it a light. Let's actually make it a light. Light, test light. Bam. Okay, now we're going to set light. Where is our studio lights script? Scripts. We don't have our studio light script in the right spot. Okay. There we go. Studio lights. So light intensity. We want to hook up the light intensity. Make sure I'm not blocking y'all. posture tech. I am finally postured. Not finally, mind you. Finally. Though I'm using VC Face at the moment, and they're oddly enough, the hand tracking, not quite as good. I think it gets filtered a little bit when it goes back into Unity for my Rusty, my Rustyverse. I changed it from Rusty Land to Rustyverse. Mixed feelings on that. Mixed feelings on that. Okay. Light intensity. There. Okay, cool. Oops. Did I just close? Here. Light test. Light. Key code blah 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 is enabled. I'm gonna say if is enabled, we'll then set the test light dot intensity equal to our float of length, not length divided by length. Seriously, IntelliSense, length divided by length would be 1. Why would I want to set anything ever to itself divided by itself? I mean, maybe a check by 0, yeah, like a fail state, I guess. That is odd. Okay, that is very odd. Okay, so let's assign ourselves a light to our studio lights. Studio light controls. Here we go. I did that backwards. Let's assign a light to our line script. There it is. All right, what do we got for lights? Let's just make one. Or, oh, this is gonna be weird. Let's see if we can muck things up here. Interesting. Okay. I do not know how this is going to work out, but it'll be interesting. Okay. So let's look at the wall as one does. Flashlight. We've got our flashlight. Where are you? Flashlight. There we go. It's working. It's working. I'm adjusting the while it's on, so it should stay put. Oh, it does stay put. This is exactly what I was hoping for. And it's hands-free because I'm using my foot pedal. Now, is it super useful for a flashlight? Maybe, maybe not. Because you don't get to see, because if you see the flashlight, you're not seeing the line. So I guess I could point at my face. There we go. Brightness. Super bright. And less bright. Because it's going on the length of the line, which is the distance between my index fingers. So as long as I keep my flashlight finger still here, then it works in this very, very specific test case. Oh, that's awesome. And then it stays where I left it while we're playing the game, at least. So it should come right back on like that. Okay, cool. Let's do something a little bit easier to see. Now, I should be able to map any variable or any property. So I could do color, like how red is something, you know? So if I combine this with a menu, maybe that'd be easier. But really, it's just a visual way to have a slider. I could just as easily have a menu slider on the screen and click it and drag it up and down. But this I can do hands-free. And I don't need the line. I guess I don't actually need that bright blue line to be on the screen, technically. But it's cool. And that's why. So let's try something different. Let's try, okay, we got line right, so we got that. I'm just trying to think of a way to track the, yeah, there's gotta be a way. I could have like a public game object, maybe. And it would track, you know, like basically whenever something is set active, I could send that item to the script. That could be a way to do it. Or something maybe easier, or something maybe easier is anything that I want to be adjustable have a very similar call. It just calls this finger line script. That would probably be the more intelligent way to handle this. So if I want a light, for instance, to be adjustable with this, I toss this finger line script onto the light. There we go. Problem solved. Problem solved. That makes way more sense. So I would still have it be, let's see, when that item is active or activated, like I could use the interaction system. Yes. So when that item is activated, I press the key to, you know, open settings basically, and I could click, and then I can do the funny line thing. I like this. I like this idea. It's a fun idea. Yeah, because I'm thinking backwards with my first thought here. That is not how object-oriented works. I don't want to have this waiting in the background, and then every time an item is called, it's like, hey, what's the active item? No. The item itself, whether it's a light, a flashlight, or object that I'm holding, you know, equipped, when I call the intensity settings for that, that's when I do that. Oh, okay. At least maybe, probably. But for now, we're just testing. Hence the variable test light. Test light, definitely not Tesla. Let's do, where is it? It's attached to the camera. Cam light. There we go. This one is going to be super useful. Probably more so than adjusting the strength of the flashlight. So we have a camera light. It is literally a light attached to the camera. So that if I need just a little bit more light, then here we are. See? We're in a very dark scene. See? Because I turned off all the station lights. So I use a ton of CPU. Because I don't have them optimized. Or distance culled. For some reason, they're not culled with how far you are away from them. Or if they're even visible. The corridor in the background is a anomaly. But anyways, this theoretically make it brighter and less brighter. does not look like it is working. I wonder if cam light does not have a intensity? Dead Sun, welcome in, welcome in. There, now let's try it. I think I have the cam light hard-coded somewhere. I think I have it hard-coded somewhere. How about the ideal light? We'll do the ideal light instead. One of these darn lights I will... Where is it? Idea. Idea light, idea sphere. Yep, there it is. Light appearance, light intensity. There we go. Now, why isn't cam light working that way? Intensity right there. I must have the cam light hard coded, like on a toggle or something, because that would be way more useful for what I'm trying to do. Character rig. Let's find key code U. So I'd ask you how you're doing, but you did say lurkin'. You did say lurkin'. Welcome in. I keep saying, oh, hope you all had a happy vacation, but it is me who was on vacation. That is why I was not here Monday or Wednesday this week. Off visiting some friends who live a few hours away. Few hours away. So it was a nice little vacation away from the kids, away from work. Good times. Hanging out, mostly talking about nerdy things. Did have to chop down some trees, so that was also fun. I've chopped down some trees in their woods. Marker. Where my lighting controls might be under control lights. I should probably look into that. Control lights. Oh, hey, new follower. Welcome in, Morshway. How did you find us? Always interesting to see metrics collection. Did you find us by being in the category or one of the socials? I do need to do more on the socials. I have been lacking this year doing that. Work has been draining, so this vacation was a nice reset. Nice reset. Still have a lot to do around the house, so I did not accomplish everything I wanted to do on my vacation. How dare I know? How dare I go on vacation? Indeed. I haven't even checked my work email in a few days. That is how on vacation I have been. I mean, it wasn't like I was going to half of it was staycation. So I can get stuff done around here, around the house, around the property. Got to use the chainsaw today because it wasn't raining for once, so that was nice. Here in the Midwest, we have been getting a bit of rain lately. So my woods is nice and full of mosquitoes again. They all popped out very quickly. Where was I? Control lights. Where are we? There we are. There it is. Cam light intensity. It is hard coded. Okay. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. We're going to comment out some code. Cam light on. Cam light intensity. Let's see where we use that. I have not been posting to Instagram. I used to be on Instagram all the time. In fact, I've been viewing Instagram. I've been viewing Instagram more than I used to be. Not for VTubing stuff, though. I'm getting back into my artsy craftsy Instagram now that I have a little bit more free time, which it sure doesn't seem like it. But for a little bit more free time, so I can get back into my workshopy type stuff like woodworking, metalworking, not VTubering. But cosplay content. Look at. Oh, okay. You said no. You said look at it before you said don't look at it. So we have to look and then not look. Got it. Just teasing. But no. I have a Rusty Robot Instagram. I think I have one post just so I can stake my claim on it. Otherwise, I haven't really been. I've mostly been doing Blue Sky and YouTube Shorts. I have a couple of long clips on YouTube that, if you don't already, which you probably do. Oh yeah, and slowly uploading VODs. I'm up to a year ago. So June of 24. There we go. Oh, Camlight Outfalls, Camlight Intensity. We are just going to do that. And then do that. No, we're not. This one's tricky. I don't know if this will work. 1,008 videos on YouTube. Congratulations. That was a huge number. Oh, do you like have the VOD set to like directly upload? I was going to do that, but when I originally set up Twitch and OBS and whatnot, it was like, what if I accidentally dox myself, slam the end stream button? That goes straight to YouTube, which defeats the purpose of slamming the stop stream button, right? And, well, or if I say something controversial, I suppose. You know me. I could always change that back. But no, I'm slowly uploading my VODs. I've got them all saved on here. Okay, let's test this out. Yeah, let's test this out anyways. Manual export your YouTubes from Twitch, so it's a good middle ground. Oh, that's right. You can send it directly from Twitch, not automatically. Forgot about that. Okay. Okay. So. Okay, so we are currently okay, it is working. Okay, it does work. Okay, I didn't think that commenting out that update line would do it, but it does. Whoa, let's have a really bright light in our face, and it stays that way. Very nice. Here, you can get a better look at it from the side because the light is physically closer. There we go. We are adjusting the light with the distance between... We're adjusting the light with our hand tracking. Let's put it that way. We're adjusting the light with our hand tracking. It might seem like it's coming from this bright blue bar in front of me, but it's not. It is coming from... Whoops. It is coming from... Line. Oh, not line. Where's our other line? Line right. I should put the script on line. That would make way more sense. So we have our line attached to, I should say we have our cam light, which is the camera light, attached to, there we go, attached to our line script. I do want to make this universal so that I can adjust the intensity of like any light by selecting it, and then it would just, it's like, okay, open up the settings. This is my settings bar. locking it in, and there, it stays that way. So right now, if you look way over where I'm gesturing at that script over there in Unity, it's at 1.05. That is the intensity of this light. Now it's at 0 point something. Yeah, we're not getting any reflection off of this bright blue bar. That's kind of a misnomer. There, now it's locked in at that setting. That is exactly what I wanted. I suppose what I could do is I could have code in this measurement. We'll call it measurement. Finger line, we'll call it for now, because it's a line between my fingers. I could have a detector that grabs a whole bunch of references to different objects, and whichever one is active or closest, it would adjust. Oh, I dig that though. That is cool. It shows up very well in the dark over here, because this is it without the light at all. Because we have the space station's lights turned off, literally to save power. We are currently. Hold on. Oh, can you hear that? Yep, that's my computer fan kicking in, because we just went from like 20% CPU usage to about 60. I need to optimize my lights. Also, we're in the editor, so it uses extra non-optimizedness. Non-optimizedness? Sadness. Okay. So for funsies, let's go full screen. Turn off the lights in the office, because we actually have a light switch here. There. Whoa, that is OBS. Here, there we go. Ta-da! Exactly how we want it. Let's get behind the classic profits on the void. There we go. So lights off, or I should say camera light off. Camera light's on. The camera light's on, but I commented out the code that set it to an initial value. So it's 0. Set that value. Ta-da! Here we are. Yay! Nice. Oh, that works exactly how it's going. All right. I deserve a celebratory beverage and catching up on chat, because I've been ignoring you guys a little bit. I'm sorry. The First Descendant. Ooh. I haven't played that one. It looks gorgeous. If I'm thinking of the right game from the all the commercials I saw. It looks gorgeous. And I have not played Baldur's Gate 3. I am looking forward to having more free time in the future. But then again, I have way too many hobbies. So I haven't sat down and played a long-form RPG in quite some time. It's been a good couple years since I've played anything that requires more than like 30 hours. 20-30 hours. The Warframe Destiny Hybrid. Yes, that is the one I'm thinking of then. Yeah, it looks really beautiful. At least from the commercials. Actual gameplay, I suppose that depends on your settings. 3 shorts a day for 3 months. I want to upload more, so I've been taking my clips. If I find something funny that I'm doing, like instantiate share, what key is that even? Is that R? Yes. Classic. I mean, the lights are out, so it's not super visible right now. But I uploaded a little clip of probably the first time I did that. Welcome in, Benny V. I did upload the, some little clips of odd moments in game stuff like you're supposed to, things that would be clipped, right? And some of the shorts got traction, but usually it's like I either get like 50 views or 1,000 views, and then so I do know that's on me though. You do need to upload in order to get views. It's one of those things. You do need to, if you want the views, you have to provide content that will get said views. So you got to put in the work. You want to retry getting the worst ending in Baldur's Gate 3, but you want to make it even worse. I mean, goals. We all need goals, right? And I keep adjusting. There we go. There we go. Let's get our little lightsaber going here. Line render is pretty cool. I mean, the way I'm kind of faking it here, or not faking it, it appears to be casting light in the scene, just because I have it set up to a light that happens to be near my face. But the light renderer, or line renderer, gotta say it the right way. So this thing, this blue bar, despite having an emissive texture, like my eyes, does not cast light. So the glow around it is bloom. It's a post-processing effect. Otherwise, you get what's like the guy in the corner of the screen. No post-processing. Let's see. Post stuff. Where's post stuff? Post stuff. There we go. So let's swing the camera around just a little bit here. So you see my lovely glowy blue eyes. Looks like it's illuminating around, like my lens and disk drive and stuff. Boop. Here's what it actually looks like. The bloom is added in post. And it's slightly sad because this is how it Rustyverse works to replace VC Face in the corner. Rusty Land, Rustyverse. It can't send post-processing effects over. So I had to tweak it in OBS. I tweaked the feed a little bit in OBS so that it would bloom, so it would glow just a little bit. There is a way to send over exactly this. Oops. Come here. Where are we? There we are. To send over exactly what you see here, post-processing and all. But the problem with that is I have to send two versions of it. Two versions of this feed over. And I don't know. I think it looks okay without the post-processing, because most of the time I'm going to be the tiny little guy in the corner. But that little extra bit of chromatic aberration. What have we got? Depth of field. Oh, I'm missing the depth of field. Yeah, that little bit of depth of field, chromatic aberration. Just the little extras are missing. So, see this lovely glow around, chromatic aberration glow. But if I really want those from my broadcast environment that this is going to be, I can just pop over to the program itself instead of the green screen capture. So it's not the worst, because then I can zoom in. Then I could be like, oh wait, now I'm in. Where am I? Now I'm in the office. So theoretically the lights will be on, because we're paying our electrical bill here. And then we can just chat. And I can do stuff like, hey, you seen the Rusty Robot Factory? We are indeed the robot. Oh, nice. Cinema. Yes, you've got your 3D goggles on, Shrill Doc. Very nice, very nice. That's a sweet emote. I need to have another emote stream. Emote stream? Emote creation stream. Need to have another one of those soon. Where's the lights? Let's go turn the lights back on. Turn in the lights back on. Ooh, there we go. An actual light switch on the wall. Sort of a light switch. 2 buttons. I think we're at a good place tonight. We did a little housekeeping. Yeah, we did a little housekeeping. We got this working. I am just see, it doesn't show up as much when the lights are on, of course. But this is super useful to me because hands-free, I can adjust the lights. Let's go back over here. Get out of here, cursor. Okay. But yes. So hands-free, I can adjust the lighting. Bam. Like I said, I do want to set it up so I can toggle through the lights to adjust the lighting. Because that is definitely something I want to do. Especially for the green screen area. Because over here, I have the same setting. Or I have the same controls. Studio light controls. See, right here. So I'd put a multiplier on it, probably. For this specifically. I can drop this studio lights script anywhere. And I have, basically it's a studio lighting setup. As it is implied. So I have a key light, which is the one in front, a fill light, which is behind you to kind of emphasize. Wait, no, a fill light's a side light. So if you can see the shadows on me, let's get back over here. There you go. But yeah, so basically there's a 3-point lighting setup. One is mostly directly in front of me. One is slightly off to the side, and I think lower in my case. You know what? What are we doing? Why are we guessing? I can literally show you. Ta-da! I can literally show you because we are in the editor. There we go. Ta-da! Yes. So I have... Who are you? You are Phil. You are key. I have my key light kind of high. The key light could be lower, but I wanted it to cast a little bit more shadows underneath the CPU unit here. And then the backlight is, of course, a backlight. And this is a basic 3-point lighting setup. And I have this as a group, as a game object or grouped. So I can just duplicate this and drop it wherever. I have one in a corridor over in the space station. And then that group will come with this script. Already applied. But I can change it if I need to. In fact, I can even have it hotkeyed. So I can turn it on off. Oh, alpha 0. Oops. Come on. Y is... There he goes. There. So I can turn it on and off. In this case, I have it toggling between two different intensities and not toggling on and off. But yes, the fill light is for softening shadows. Or kind of like adding additional. Yes, fill light is very important. Very important naming scheme. It is for cutting down on harsh shadows. I think I have them all set the same. They shouldn't be all set the same. I think for simplicity's sake here. No, they are not all set the same. If I remember the script, which can open up, the fill and the backlight are set to half the power of the main light, the key light. It's been a long time since I took a a photography class or film class, so those might not be the preferred settings, but it also depends on your environment, if you're in a studio or not. This does say studio lights, so I should also have backdrops on a roll, so that I hit a button and it goes bzzz and slides down behind me. I think that could be fun instead of just appearing, because this is the green screen area. So essentially, this star field behind me is not sent over. We have delicious transparent capture that gets sent over to OBS from this specific camera. The guy in the middle is pointing to it. This specific camera called the green screen camera. Green screen, green screen, green screen. Where are you? One of these guys. One of these cameras. And so that normally sends, displays the camera feed in the bottom left corner. But this is a dev stream, so I have VC Face running my avatar in the lower left of the screen. Hello. But yes. Oh, yes. So one of the reasons I have a key here for adjusting the intensity is so we can have dark mode. I don't think I have dark mode on my avatar in the bottom. No, I don't have them on this model. So like if I'm playing like a spooky game that's all dark, I don't want this bright cartoony VTuber guy showing up. I want the slightly spooky version that you see in the center of the screen. But yes. So yes, key light, fill light, light back. Appropriately named. And then the intensity, well, here I'm just manually adjusting it, but it is also hooked up to the keybind. And what I do want is this light intensity variable to be controlled just like, here, let's toggle it off. Just like this. And then it sticks. So I open up the settings, get it where I want, boom, light intensity set. Love it, love it. Okay, mission absolutely accomplished. Mostly. What did I put the hotkey on for the wrist? Was that... Nope. Nope. There. It's set to hand tracking. So if I have one hand like off screen, then it gets a little brighter. What was the... Was it 0? No, that's 0. 9 is for that. What did I set the wrist thing to? Oh, it's part of my hand equipment. There we go. There we go. You guys can't see it so much. But allegedly, I can, as in my avatar can. This is the other thing we got working. This will be my wrist-mounted display. And it will show up. It will show up in capture. Let's go to a better area. There we go. So currently it just says stat with a button. However, we're in this point of view. So there. Stat and button. So I want to make it so I can physically press the button. Like, actually click it with my VTuber, with my hand tracking. Extra silliness. Extra silliness. I'd also like it to be I also want a radial menu, so I can change some other things in the scene and hook it all up. So instead of, behind the scenes, off camera, adjusting settings. Let's turn that off. Oops. And the flashlight off. So instead of having a secret panel on my monitor to adjust things like the lighting, or what I'm wearing or something. I want to be able to pop up a menu, maybe a radial menu, so it'll shift through the different things like a little wheel of fortune. Select the item, boom, that changes in the environment. And that will be available, for me to see, or for everyone to see. Because I'll be the silly little guy in the corner, or I'll be front and center just chatting. Same thing. This is all coming together pretty good. We are making great progress for this little project that I only work on a few hours a week. If we're not too busy playing video games. Like Voices of the Void. We'll probably play some of that next week, along with some more of this. But, yeah, where are we? Drop in here. Ad starts. We're going to snooze that ad because, there we go. Because we are going to go find someone to raid. But first, while I'm looking, I want to thank everybody for stopping by. Always nice. Let's see. Let's go pester some people. Let's see, my next stream, while I'm looking, I might as well fill the air, I suppose. Next stream should be Monday. Back to normal. Although I might switch up my schedule. Going forward. Probably after next week, because we had the July 4th holiday on Friday, I believe, for the US. So after that, I might try out anyways, a Wednesday, Friday. Which might work out better in my favor anyways, because my brain is usually shot after a busy Monday of programming and such. Holy moly. There are a number of people online tonight. I swear when I'm searching through the raid selection. Welcome back, Dead Son. We're just about ready to head on out. I swear when I'm searching through the whole raid channel selection window that it is not showing me everybody. You're just about ready to stream? How much longer you got? How much longer you got? Like right now? All right. I can wait a hot minute. We can be a little bit more entertaining while we wait. Ooh. On the topic of music, which I just brought up because I'm listening to this track. What is this? Trap number 3. Okay. I got a little notification from the Unity store that this music package got an update. So I wonder if we'll be getting some new tracks if I go update that. Boom, boom, boom. Except some of these some of the loops are repetitive. Very odd. It's almost like it's supposed to be that way. Let's go back to Industrial Techno number 1. Who would have thought that a loop would be repetitive? Okay, let's try this out again. For fun. Before we hook it up to everything. Yes, I do have to find a way. I know you can do it with events. That I can select something. And if that thing is active, I can call an event. And the event would be adjust whatever parameter on a scale of 0 to 1. And boom, it's adjusted. So if I turn on a silly hat, I could adjust the silly hat with this. Oh, why did I not have this going the whole time? Why did I not have my headset on the whole time? We're missing out for classic Rusty. Classic Rusty with the headset. The glowing headset, in fact. Let's see. Make it a little bit brighter. A little bit brighter. There. I think I want to put in a multiplier on that. It is not bright enough. I know it's the subtle light. Normally we'll be like, ta-da! Hello, you know, nice and bright. And then this light is just to enhance the lighting. The lighting enhances the lighting, go figure. Okay. But as far as stuff getting done, I think that's fantastic. We just need to figure out how to hook that into a universal dealio. Maybe when I toggle it on or off. When I toggle the object on or off, it can call the light, the measurement script. That would make it more universal. Basically, I would just drop the line script right in here, and it would always grab the same measurement line. Because you could do it for color too. That could be fun. All right, let's see. You know what I really need? One of the stream space elements that I do really need? A see you later stream. You know, we're ending stream and then right off into the sunset. That is a thing we are missing. All right, I think we are about ready to raid out. Let's see. Lock the camera here. Adjust the lighting. Still, I'm going to be playing with this all the time. Look at this. Ad break ends. Well, guess what? Let's head out on a winner. Let's head out on an ad break. But yes, this is my new favorite toy. Oh, click back in. Lighting adjustment on the fly. Hands free because I have a foot pedal. Okay. Triggered. But yeah, I want to apply that to all sorts of things. Okay. Let's go. You know what? I've got a couple minutes. I will hop in the Discord shortly. Let's see, where? There he is. All right. Thanks again, everybody, for showing up. We will be live again next Monday, 8 p.m. Central. Catch y'all later. Let's go raid him. I think he's spying on us right now. Raid message. Is it raid? Rad? Not raid. Raid. All right. Let's go head on over there. And I'll hop in the Discord in just a second. Bam.